What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Sage Valentine, and I'm back here to review yet another episode of CBS's Big Brother Season 21. This particular video is all about episode number 35. So, funny story, I was up late last night about to go to sleep when I saw a notification, a banner came down on my phone, and it said Nicole was pissed. And I said, she's pissed? What's going on? So I did what I always do. I turned on the feeds via the CBS All Access app, and I said, okay, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to watch this. Well, at that point, Nicole was in the bathroom, in like the little bathroom stall thingy with the door closed, and Jackson was telling her he loved her and telling her he was going to give her some time. Holly said the same thing, and Cliff said the same thing. So at that point, I was like, I don't know what the heck is happening, so I got some background on it, on everything. I remember hitting up Twitter and seeing people all upset as the situation progressed, and Nicole and Cliff were sitting in that room. I think that's the RV room. Is that the RV room or the boat room? One of those rooms, wherever it is that Nicole and Cliff sleep. And they're talking, and I'm hitting up Twitter, and people are saying, Nicole's so stupid. This is why she's a horrible player, and Jackson's a better player, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, you guys are judging this based on one situation. Like, give it some time. Seems like a lot of people are jumping ship from Nicole all of a sudden. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? What's happening? Like, why is everybody doing this? Well, went to sleep. Got up again this afternoon. And lo and behold, the feeds weren't up yet. So when I finally gave it some time and I was going to watch the feeds again, they were out completely. And this was around like, I think 3 o'clock. So then I came back at like 5 o'clock. They were completely out. Then I watched tonight's episode and I found out why they were out, on top of also looking at Twitter and hearing what people were saying on my TVCO live stream that I just finished doing. And it all made sense. So I was saying to myself, they're having a house meeting. So this means obviously that somebody had a blow up. Somebody was losing their heads. It was really tense. But I kind of wish that Big Brother and CBS had shown it to the live feeders, because we wanted to see it. If they didn't want to show us the whole thing, show us part of it, because we didn't know what the heck had happened. At one point they were saying Nicole was in the diary room and she was in there for a long time. Then Jackson was in the diary room. Then the house meeting was called. So then he ran out of the diary room. This is what I was told. But pretty much that's all that I saw. So I can't wait till Sunday's episode 36, so I can see what I missed, or at least what hodgepodge of the scenes or the scene that Big Brother puts together that I missed. But like I said, I saw from the point where Nicole was in the bathroom stall, from there. Alrighty, so as we know, Jackson's the HOH. He nominated Tommy and Cliff. Nicole won the veto, and she decided to save Cliff because he saved her and Nicole's. So apparently the time when the feeds were down was craziness, because up until almost the middle of the episode, Cliff and Nicole didn't know who they were going to vote out of the house. They were just torn completely. And after that huge fight, from what we saw in that tiny clip, I can see why. That was the most emotional house meeting that I've seen. And I thought Bailey's house meeting with Haley and Tyler and everybody else was pretty rough. Nah, this one definitely took the cake. I can't wait to see what else Tommy was saying, because Tommy was definitely very passionate, which proved that he was telling the truth. In my opinion, when people are that passionate like that and they're in tears, they're telling the truth. Jackson was very stone-faced during that thing. Anyway, it's day 86, and the Final Four alliance that includes Jackson, Holly, Cliff, and Nicole are very, very tense. A lot of tension happening. Holly said that she's happy to be working with Cliff and Nicole despite being on the block. I love how Big Brother shows this, but they did not show us the part where Holly was not taking this idea of being on the block well, and it seemed like she was kind of upset and kind of spacing out, like something was going on with Holly. We didn't know what was going on. And we hear from Nicole, and Nicole is like, she's trying to figure out what should they do. Should they get rid of Holly? Should they get rid of Tommy? She doesn't know. And then we get to see a conversation where Nicole and Cliff are wavering between Tommy and Holly as to whether or not they should vote out either one. But they both agree that everyone will respect Jackson's gameplay if he makes it to, and I wrote down the 5, but I think they were saying like the 4, the 3, and the 2. Cliff said that Tommy has to agree to take him and Nicole to the final 4 or final 3. That's what I was saying. I don't know why I kept putting 5. Tommy said to Cliff and Nicole that if he stays, he will work with them. They will all be on the same page. Keep that in mind. So then Cliff decides to go to Jackson and be all shady and acts like he doesn't know what he's doing as far as the vote. And he feels like Nicole is leaning more towards Tommy and she's working with him. He didn't exactly say it, but you can tell that he was trying to say that to save his own behind, which is what people do a lot in this game. So I'm not surprised by that, but at the same time, I'm just like, Cliff, you're very transparent. And Cliff really is trying to get Jackson to save him over Nicole when it comes down to it. Well, Jackson tells Holly that essentially Nicole feels like she will be the odd woman out. Obviously she will if you think about it. If it comes down to the final 4, this was when Tommy was still in the house. Nicole was essentially the odd woman out once Tommy left. So Nicole was pretty much right. And if anything, this particular segment proved that the final 4 is not solid. But then again, when Jackson and Holly were in the undeniable, grateful, 6 shooters, whatever, none of that was solid either, so not even surprised. And Cliff and Nicole, again, are not sure what to do. Who they should vote out, Tommy or Holly. At that point, I'm just like, maybe you guys should get rid of Holly. That's what I was saying. Well, later on, Tommy told Nicole and Cliff, because he decided to air his dirty laundry, and I'm just like, Tommy, this was a really big mistake. He decided to tell them, after telling Jackson and Holly a few days before, that he knows Christy. And as they're all bonding, they're trying to understand this here. And mind you, they're in the HOH room, so I get it. Jackson had to come up there and do what he had to do. But it was shady. And also on another note, for those of you who don't have the feeds, Jackson has been doing that because Jackson didn't want Nicole alone talking to... Really, she wasn't alone in this situation, but he didn't want Nicole, especially, to be talking to Tommy. Because at some point this week, Nicole was on a hammock or something talking to Tommy, and then Jackson sent Holly to sit out there with them to hear what they were saying, to make sure they couldn't talk. Like, Jackson was being shady. But anyway, he ruined that whole moment. So Tommy, Nicole, and Cliff decided to move from the HOH room because Jackson started talking about how he needed to take a shower or something. So they moved from the HOH room to the have-not room. And Nicole reveals to us that she's upset about this information, which she has every right to be upset because she didn't realize that Tommy and Christy really knew each other outside the game. Really, nobody knew that. But once they found out, everything seemed to click. So, Nicole, Jackson, and Holly and Cliff are talking in the kitchen later on. And they're talking about Tommy knowing Christy and this whole revelation. And Nicole said, you know, it makes sense. And Jackson's like, well, Christy is a guaranteed vote for Tommy if Tommy makes it to the final 2. So then later on, Cliff is chatting with Jackson, and Cliff is just like, you know, in fact, no, Jackson spoke first. He said it's a slap in the face to keep Tommy over Holly. It's a slap in the face to him because he's speaking specifically about his game, not about the alliance. And even though it seems like he's talking about the alliance, Cliff said that Nicole is tighter with Tommy than he is. Again, here goes Cliff trying to throw Nicole under the bus and drive the bus over her. Jackson's like, it doesn't make sense to keep Tommy. It doesn't make sense for Jackson's game to keep Tommy. It would make sense for Nicole's game to keep Tommy to get rid of Holly, because Holly really does not benefit her game, because Holly and Jackson are like this. Getting rid of Holly would make it easier to get rid of Jackson. So then Tommy, Cliff, and Nicole decide to have a chat later on. And Jackson's in the bed. He's checking the monitor. He sees Tommy walking past to go to the have-not room. And he jumps out of bed and he goes to eavesdrop. And he overheard the conversation where Tommy said that he viewed Jackson as a threat. And he says that if he stays, he will throw the HOH competition and allow either Cliff or Nicole to win it. Now, Jackson is highly upset, which I'm cracking up at, because I'm just like, Jackson, what is it with you and Jack this season? Now it's just you getting mad at other people for talking about gameplay and not trusting you and all that stuff. You're not exactly a trustworthy person. You saved Nicole, but you're still not trustworthy here, dude. Well, he talks to Cliff and Nicole, and he asked them, did Tommy say that he would throw an HOH? And they're kind of just like shocked that he's saying this, but at the same time, they're being kind of vague. And Jackson said that, I believe he said something about Tommy will end up winning this game or something. That's what my note says. And something about, okay, no, I messed that up. Here it is. I should have written out the whole name. Bear with me. Tommy said that, this is what Jackson said. Tommy said that Cliff will win this game. And then Jackson said that Tommy will take Nicole to the Final Four, meaning that Nicole is just there to be, I guess, sitting next to people in the Final Four, and it'll be easy to beat her in the game. Well, Nicole says she wants to have a house meeting, and all of a sudden Jackson's a little bit scared about that, and he tells her no. They didn't really show it in the clip, but he was saying maybe we should have that in the morning, because he did say that part. I know that part from this morning. He said that. And Nicole gets up. She says she's done with being underestimated and left out, and truthfully, she has been underestimated because Jackson has been carrying her along like she is his personal teddy bear. And really, he hasn't been telling her too much about the game and too much about what they're doing. They've just been carrying her along, and she's had enough of it, and I don't blame her. Well, we get down to the eviction, pretty much. Tommy has this long speech. I swear this season is the season of these long, drawn-out speeches. But anyway, Tommy thanks Pretty Woman for allowing him to have this time to come in the house. Little does he know that Pretty Woman is done. Take it from somebody who goes to Broadway plays. Pretty Woman has been done for a couple of months. Really, when he went into the house, I think that's around the time when they announced that the play was ending. Tommy said that Cliff and Nicole are in a tough position. And he said to Jackson that the house meeting fight was about game. It wasn't personal. And he's happy he got to live his dream. Holly started thanking her family and all these people. And she said that she loves all the house guests, especially Tommy. She said that we will be friends forever. And she played a game to be proud of. Well, that is until she sees her tapes and she sees the clips. And somebody just informed me that apparently Holly and Jackson's little escapades, one of them is now on a site called Pornhub. I'm saying it's a site called Pornhub because a lot of people don't know about that site, Pornhub. Holly is going to have a fit. I swear she's going to need so much therapy when she comes out of this house. So it comes down to a vote of 2-0, and Tommy is voted out of the house. I was just like, so you guys don't want to get rid of Holly. you want to get rid of Tommy. Now, everybody else on my live stream was just like, oh my God, I'm just like, what is their plan? What's going on? I was just shaking my head. And then Tommy ended up being evicted from the Big Brother house. Well, Tommy was in. So then we got down to the interview with Julie Chen, and Tommy's like, well, Jackson got me. He lied, and he walked around the room, the have-not room, earlier in the day, and he acted like he wanted to say something, but he didn't say anything. Jackson basically came up with a lie to add on to the information that Jackson overheard about Tommy saying he would throw up the HOH, and that Tommy would win a veto over Jackson and backdoor Cliff, and Tommy never said that. But then Tommy said that he would have backdoored Cliff. And then Tommy said that Cliff and Nicole, as to whether or not they made a bad decision, only time will tell. Tommy said that he would have taken third place to Cliff and Nicole. And the reason why he told them that he knew Christy, and by them I mean everybody else in the house, was that he thought it would help him separate him from Christy. Because as I said in a conversation with one of the live stream viewers that I had on TVCO, Tommy's identity was linked to Christy. Tommy really wasn't playing his own game, and that's the truth, regardless of how things I said about Tommy before. It is the truth that he was linked to Christy. He never really got to play his own game because of Christy's antics. And essentially, he finally realized that Christy was ruining his game. The final thing that he wanted to say to us is that he loves Big Brother. He said that he would have taken Nicole to the final two, and regardless of how people look at Nicole on defeats, she does not play an emotional game. She gets sad and becomes upset, but she's able to separate her emotions from her gameplay, and he sees her as a good player. So a lot of people were saying that Nicole has no chance of winning this game, and I completely disagree because I think that she can. I really do. And I did watch the HOH competition, and it was very, very quick. And for those of you who didn't see it, it's very interesting. That's all I will say without spoiling it. But if you go on Twitter, everybody will reveal who won. So it is what it is. But tonight's episode was really good. I enjoyed going live on TVCO. I'll be live again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back on Sunday to do another review of Big Brother. And on Wednesday and Thursday, I'll do a review. And I will also go live before that, because the next live eviction is going to be crazy, and I'm here for it because this week's going to be very interesting. That's all I'll say. But I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye.